My nightmare stepdaughter used my son's hard-earned money to buy herself makeup, so I turned around and used her birthday money to pamper my son and me. My husband and I have a relatively good marriage, besides one thing, my stepdaughter. My very, very entitled stepdaughter. Amy is a teenager who thinks the world owes her special treatment, and she was raised that way. Honestly, I think she believes I'm trying to replace her mom when all I'm doing is trying to be motherly. I pack her lunches, take her to school, take her to yoga classes, things like that. But she seems to hate me for little to no reason. She makes it a point not to look at me, not to start conversations, nothing. The only time she talks to me is when she's asking for money. I make more than her father, so she always comes to me for things. To be honest, I feel like a free taxi and an ATM service to this girl. It's ridiculous. And it's funny because I've never asked her for anything, even though asking for something as small as a glass of water. And when I was sick last week, I talked to her father about this. And just as he says something along the lines of, "You're not her mother, don't expect much, yada, yada, yada." Another issue is that she seems to hate her stepbrother for no reason. They're 2 years apart, and as far as I can tell, there's no real reason for her dislike. From my point of view, he's a great stepbrother. He helps her with homework, helps her with chores, and even cooks for her whenever she wants. So basically, she has a free tutor and a free chef. Just the other day, I heard him asking if she could take him to yoga lessons because he thought it would be interesting and wanted to connect with her. She responded, "Boys suck at yoga. You should just go back to the kitchen." It honestly feels like the house is divided, with Amy acting as the dictator and her dad enabling her behavior. But the moment I realized I needed to stop letting her walk all over me was Liam's birthday. She didn't buy him a single gift, didn't even come to his celebration, despite the fact that I had gifted her $400 a few weeks earlier for her birthday on his behalf, because he obviously couldn't afford it. He's only 17. A couple of days after Liam's birthday, she came up to me and asked for a couple $100s. I flat out told her no. She looked at me like I was the worst person alive for saying no. Then I asked what she wanted it for, and she said, "I just wanted new clothes and some makeup." But she didn't want to use the money she got for her birthday. She wanted more from me instead. After I told her no, she went to my husband, and then the two of them ganged up on me. Liam overheard, and suddenly it was me and my son against my husband and his daughter. But this time, I wasn't backing down. I wasn't having it. Eventually they gave up, or so I thought. A few weeks later, I noticed Amy had new clothes and makeup. I asked where she got them from, and she claimed she used her birthday money. But that was obviously a lie because I literally looked over and saw the envelope full of birthday money still untouched. I told her, "I can see the envelope right there, so where did you get it?" And she said, "Liam got it for me." Liam got it for her. I waited until Liam got home from work and asked him if he had given Amy money for makeup. He said no. So we went to check his secret stash of money that he had been saving up, and sure enough, it was gone. Instead of freaking out, I told him, "I have a plan. Just relax, act like nothing's wrong, and you're not going to school tomorrow." That night, we pretended everything was normal. The next morning, Amy went to school, my husband went off to work, and guess what? I took all of Amy's birthday money, and my son and I went to get massages. We had lunch at a really fancy restaurant and pampered ourselves, because that nonsense is not happening in my house. You are not going to take my son's hard-earned money just because you're a selfish, entitled little brat. And now, we sit and wait for them to come home and realize what happened.